Welcome to Retirement Ramblings. I'm Scott, and today is day 352 of my countdown to retirement. So, today my wife had follow up for her cataract surgery that occurred yesterday. Everything went along well. Doctor was satisfied with the progress, and she has another follow up in 2 weeks. And they provided her with three prescriptions, one of which is tobramycin 0.3%, which treats bacterial infections of the eye. That she has to use for 5 days. And then they gave her another prescription for prednisolone acetate, I think, 1%, which she has to use for 4 weeks. And that's for treating mild to moderate non-infectious eye allergies and inflammation. And then the last of the three is ketorolac 0.4%. Also, she has to use that for 4 weeks, and that's used to treat pain and burning and inflammation of the eye following cataract surgery. So I dropped those off earlier today and picked them up around 7 o'clock. So she's got everything she needs to move forward. She had some leftovers from when they did her previous cataract surgery that she's been using up till the doctor provided the refills. And then today, a 17-week T-bill, CUSIP 912797 MX2 matured in my Roth. So now I need to reinvest the proceeds to maintain my 80-20 allocation to bonds. The next 26-week T-bill auction doesn't go off until January 21st, which is one day after Trump's inauguration. So I'm not sure how the market, the bond market, is going to respond. And so probably what I'll end up doing is just taking the money and put it into the Schwab U.S. Treasury Money Investor Fund, symbol SNSXX, which is currently yielding 4.07% on the 7-day yield, and just leave it there until after the inauguration, see what happens with regard to bond yields, and then decide to place it in U.S. Treasuries if everything looks like it'll be reasonably stable. We'll also know what the CPI is after tomorrow's read. PPI was only 0.2% today, so that held steady. So that was good. We'll see what happens with CPI, but given that everyone is expecting that the Fed will be in a holding pattern, at least for several months, I don't expect much movement. Then following that, I got a bunch of messages from Facebook Messenger with regard to pocketbook my wife has for sale on Facebook Marketplace. And then I coordinated via telephone call with one of the potential buyers to set up a time and location where we could meet, to facilitate the transaction. So this is one of those bags where I've had probably well over 500 people reach out to me. But based on where I live versus where they live, the drive has proved too far for most people to want to get to a meet me point that I'm willing to go to facilitate the transaction. This current potential buyer is willing to make the drive, which for her is about 50 minutes to get to a location where we can do the exchange. Then, since today is Wednesday, that's not true. God, I'm losing track of time. Since today is Tuesday and all of the food sales start again on Wednesday, I looked at the preview ads this evening for Kroger and Publix and Sprouts and Aldi, which only has a limited look. They don't really give you the full look until tomorrow. And then LIDL, LIDL. And so, what I found was for the things that we need, some of the better priced options coming up for the week ahead. Kroger has 105 ounce Tide, which we use Tide with, I think, Downy. Uh, and with a digital coupon, it's $11.99 this coming week versus $15.99 without the coupon, and I think it's $18.99 normally. And then nothing really at Publix, nothing really at Sprouts, and then at LIDL, they've got fresh choice beef skirt steak for $6.99 a pound. They've got center cut pork loins bone in, $2.99 a pound. They've got young whole roasting chickens or whatever for 99 cents a pound. And then the thing I was most interested in was, and I talked about, getting tuna versus albacore, but they've got my wild caught albacore on sale for $2. So $1 a can, 5 ounces each. That's a great price for the albacore, and that's either StarKist or Bumble Bee. There's a limit of 6, but probably run over there and pick that up because that's a really good price. And then the last thing I ended up doing for the day was we're running really low on ink in our laser printer. So I compared Office Depot / Office Max with Staples and with Amazon. And Office Depot has the best pricing for the laser cartridges that we need. So, I've got a 5,000 5,000. I have a black cartridge that does 2,000 pages. That's going to be $91.89. I've got Cyan, Magenta, and yellow cartridges, each which do, I believe, 3,000. And it's a 3-pack for $241.89. And then last year I switched over from TurboTax to H&R Block software because Intuit was requiring you to provide them with the rights to your data to do, for the most part, whatever they wanted with your financial data, which, given that it's a tax return, it has all of your important data. There was just no way I was willing to agree to that. So I swapped over to H&R Block, which doesn't have that requirement. And so it was a super simple swap over, even though I've been using TurboTax for probably 12 to 15 years at least. Made the change last year to H&R Block. And so Office Depot also has H&R Block's Deluxe with State for $49.99. So that's $10 off, which that's a good price. And then last but not least, they're also running a special on their multi-use printer and copier paper, 10 reams, 5,000 sheets of the 20-pound 92 brightness, which is what I prefer to use in our laser printer. And so long as you're spending more than $199, which I am for the toner, you can get up to 3 cases of that for $29.99 each case, which is, if you've looked at paper recently, a really good price. I mean, normal paper is like running in the mid to high $40 per case, and if you're just buying a single ream, it could be $5 to $7 per sleeve. So I'm gonna run over there tomorrow and pick that up. I only end up having to buy that once a year, and that usually lasts my wife and I for the full year. So kind of, it's our way of doing, I guess, bulk purchases and saving money on the office supplies. And then with regard to food purchases or, the like, I find that my weekly comparison shopping saves us a minimum of 30% off our food bill every single week. It's usually much higher, like in the mid 40s, versus what it would be to just go in without a list, without cross comparison shopping and finding what we use at a variety of different stores, and then creating kind of a shopping loop where, the different locations that I shop, all of them are within about a 5 mile radius of where I live. So it's reasonably easy for me to just go from one to the next to the next. And since I do have a truck, I have 3 coolers that I keep in the truck bed, which is a closed truck bed. Anyway, I'm able to put ice packs or other cooling mechanisms within those coolers, and then I can make a solid run, do all of it in one fell swoop, and then come home and unpack and save a considerable amount of money. Anyway, that's my update for today. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section down below, or you can drop me an email at myretirementramblings@gmail.com. If not, I look forward to talking with you tomorrow. And so, till then, take care.